Hey everyone, this is Karen Waxman, founder of Retail MBA. Today we're going to be talking about selling to bookstores. So if you have a great product or a book and you want to sell to bookstores, this training will give you some things to think about in regards to bookstores. With that said, today I want to talk about Barnes & Noble bookstore and selling to them. It depends on what type of product you try to sell to them. Most people who are looking at this maybe have a book, but some of you might have gift products. So first of all, if you have a gift product, definitely explore Barnes & Noble because they have an entire section of gifts for their stores. It's a fantastic place to put your new product in there. And a lot of people don't consider putting their gift item in Barnes & Noble, but you should because they have a whole section for gifts and games and board games and all sorts of different things. And so definitely something to explore. And a lot of people who are going after retail chains, if you've never even thought about adding Barnes & Noble to your list, you definitely should because they do by volume. They have lots of stores and it could be a great opportunity for you. Now, if you have a book and you want to sell to Barnes & Noble, obviously there's a lot I can say about that. But a lot of times, I'll give you some quick tips and strategies. They tend to work with distributors who put products in those books in those stores and so forth. And so you got to find generally for books, you got to find a distributor who sells into Barnes & Noble and so forth. You can sell to them directly, but a lot of times they like to work with distributors for various reasons. The other thing to consider is if you have a book, I generally try not to go after retailers such as Barnes & Noble, not because I wouldn't try, but because if I had a book, I would actually try and see if I could sell the product, the book, as a gift and go after retail chains and actually put my product in certain sections of the stores that would relate to my product and so forth as a gift or item and so forth. So let me explain. So say I have a book on, I don't know, being a vegan or having a cookbook or something like that. So say I created a book that's like that, right? So what I would do if it was me is obviously I try and go after the Barnes & Nobles of the world and I would try to get a distributor and so forth, but I would also consider going after retail chains, anyone from Target to even grocery chains, and I would reach out to them and I would actually reach out to the section of the store that the product is relevant for. So not necessarily the book section of the store, but for the buyers who are responsible for maybe the grocery section, could your product, could your book fit in the grocery area? Could it be next to, I don't know, the bananas? Does it make sense? What is it about your product? If it is a cookbook, what part of the grocery section could it fit in? Could you offer it as a gift? Could you put it on something called a clip strip, which is a whole other discussion, but it's a way to hang your product in a store. And you can look up clip strip, and I have other training videos on what a clip strip is. But essentially, the concept here is to pause to think about how to get into a retail chain outside of the box. I would never typically go after the book buyer always because there's so much competition and so forth. I would see if my product could be a great gift item. I would try and go after the buyers who are responsible for sections of stores that the product would make sense. Again, if it is a cookbook, could I reach out to the grocery buyer and see if my product could fit in some section near the vegetables and so forth, if it made sense for my product and so forth? A lot of times you'll see that there are interesting cookbooks and so forth in that section of the store, and it does work. It's like kind of cross-pollinating. There's a lot more to this. Obviously, this is a 3-4 minute video. I could go on and on exactly how to do this and so forth, but I wanted to get you to think about if you had a book, could you create it, sell it as a gift? Can you put it in certain sections of the store that is not in the book section? That's how a lot of people make money as a book. They turn it into a product, and where can they fit that product and so forth into a store? So if you want to learn more about this, you can take a look at my website, retailmba.com. I actually have a free training program that you can sign up to via email. And again, it's free and it's a very powerful training series. So definitely sign up for that. It'll give you a lot more information than this short video. Also, if you want to learn exactly how to approach, pitch, and sell your book or your gift item to retail chains now, definitely check out my Retail MBA Training Program. That's the full program. The information about that is on my Retail MBA website as well. So there's a free option, there's a paid option, whatever you want to do, just learn more. Highly recommend you just going after retail chains as efficiently as possible because there's just a lot of money in retail and you just need to know strategies. So anyways, I hope this little video helped, got you thinking about books and how to sell them to retail. Again, Karen Waksman, Retail MBA, and please be on the lookout for the additional videos that I create. Thanks so much.